G'day, today I just want to go back to having a look at the classic mode in mini motorways. So with Busan, I'm sitting at 5% here with a PB of 3.8 thousand as my one attempt that I've had of classic mode. So I want to give that a go to see if I can beat it because my in one of the weekly challenges I racked up a 13,000 on this level, and I feel like the weekly challenge had no benefits to it. It was detraction sort of challenges to it. So I thought, well, let's give this guy a go. It is nice to try and see if we can beat some of our classic scores, because they're the ones that sort of hang around forever. So this probably won't be a standalone one. We might have a look at a few of the other ones as well that there are some levels, like Beijing, where I don't feel like I've done overly well. My personal best is like 3,700, but that's still a top 1% score, which makes me go, well, it's just an incredibly hard level. And for some reason, I don't feel like we ever see, say, Beijing as a weekly challenge location. Seems to be the same few levels that rotate the weekly challenges. I would like to connect this fourth house, but I'm not quite sure how. At this point, like, you would have to be an extension onto what's already there, rather than just sort of like a driveway connecting. Very nice, very little setup we've got here for pink at the moment. We can get 2 more houses in that area. This guy might be set for the long term. It's just too far for 2 houses. 2 houses probably at the distance of about 3 squares would be ideal. Okay, so we want to relocate where yellow's road is going. Sort of flick him like that. We'll get those guys to connect that way. They are getting us to use all of our bridges to start with here. Don't mind a circular destination that early, because it means that we can just start to accrue points. He's not got a terrible setup in that he's got sort of 4 houses that sort of are a pretty straight run to him. Okay, now however, this guy we need to make a change. So the problem is going to be we need to get rid of this guy. So we'll hook him around that way because we do need him connected, because that is now a double destination. But this guy being a double destination, we're going to go a bit more straight up and over the top, because we want to allow there to be some space in there for more houses to come in. And then what we'll do is we'll run in here. Alright, that extra house there does some good. So 4 houses to one, 3 houses to the other. Can't really get him other than that. Jump up. Oh, that's real an appropriation of an existing line. So's that. So let's just cut this guy shallower so that he doesn't have to have that guy attached. We're going to need a motorway to correct this one. Can't even, like, get this pink at the top to sort of just share with the other guy, because it's only two cars. I mean, we'll do it for now, but we've only got 12 road tiles, so these 2 can't get all the way up there anyway. Push comes to shove, if we don't get any more, we can shift some of these pink guys to just sort of cut up to get there. Right, there's a motorway. So hopefully temporarily, this will be our fix for that. But I'd like to see some pink at the top. Or just even if we got more pink in the top left, that was enough that we could split it for these 2 guys. Or or anywhere else. Pink in the south, east, pink in the northeast. It's a real waste of a motorway we've got going on at the moment. That blue destination, the southern one, he's also gone circular, so we don't really want him having to share with yellow. But he needs a motorway too. Okay. What we need is at least one more blue house down the bottom. Luckily we're getting a fair chunk of bridges here. We can get, say, 3 houses in the bottom right, blue. What we'll do is we'll get them to come over and take care of the higher up of the two blues down the bottom. The problem here is we don't have a network that would allow us to connect these greens over there. So what we would have to do at the moment is run them up to this pink, connect pink to blue, and then run blue down to green. Only way we can actually, like, without any bridges or motorways, get green to green. Now, luckily, both of those at the moment are still square destinations, and this is acceptable, barely. Roundabout I want to put in here somewhere if I can. Doesn't look like it's going to fit, so we won't worry about that guy. Oof, okay, so these greens we're gonna have to connect in there. We've got 2 more bridges, so I mean, in theory, stop destroying things. We can get rid of at least 1 bridge, give them their own one, and now they can connect over to both of those. A roundabout in this section will definitely eventually be handy. So I'm going to put one there, just to sort of reserve the space. And I don't know, I guess we'll do that for now. And again, we've got another connection there where we don't have a bridge available. And these greens over here, that's now supplying 2 greens on that far side, so I don't really want to, like, rob them of a slightly more direct route. I feel like it's the only option. Let's get rid of that guy again, and we'll jump up that way. Bridge is back, so we can at least just use 1 bridge to rocket these guys straight across the bottom. Killing me. I mean, this is similar to what happened in my game that I ended up doing really well in, was that it was really bad before it finally worked itself out. At least what we can do at the moment is that, and it means that these reds can travel the full lap of the map to get over there before these guys can finally just cut up the outside to get there. Okay. So this guy's gone circular. I think that what we now need to do is cut. I mean, there's plenty of different. Because he's circular. He sort of needs the attention, I think. This guy here, you can see, is going to be a disaster. We will get a bridge back, though. So once that bridge returns, we can then run this guy... Ah. Oh my goodness. One of the worst things about bridge building is that you've got no room for error. Just going as far out as we can, just to, okay, this guy's been running on one house this whole time, so we need to come up with some answers for him. He's got this guy here that we could, well, these two guys here that we could run into him, but we currently have no available road. This guy, this orange in the top left, he's at least got connections already to these 4 orange houses down the bottom. Not that they're doing well looking after their one guy, because they've got a lot of work on their plate. 2 bridges, okay. So, now the problem is that if I need green getting from where green is over on the far right to where the green houses are, they, I'm going to reclaim that roundabout. Let's get that greenhouse that's halfway to where they're actually trying to get to connected. 2 bridges. Really what we want to do is get green connected via a motorway. Ridiculously, this pink is still just having to live off these 2 houses motorwaying over. Nothing has hit any better. That's as good as I can offer for a pink solution for now. But we've got a disaster brewing on this road. The solution is going to be... Solution's going to be that we split it all out, but we desperately need motorways. Don't have enough road tiles either. You can see the disaster that's looming with this guy. I need more road tiles, or well, I mean, they could just do that, I suppose. But this intersection, we need to get green disconnected from this thing. Neither just a whole bunch of road tiles, 2 bridges. So, fortunately, I need both of those things. A whole bunch of road tiles and 2 bridges would mean that I could get these 2 pink guys to run down here, across that, and across that to get up to here. But without 2 bridges, we have no luck. This yellow and this blue is still connecting here. It's funny how much of a backseat problem that's become. Alright, so what we're going to do instead is we've now got 40 tiles. If we get rid of this bridge here, pink can sort of be left alone. This one pink house no longer has to be the primary sort of source for this guy. It is now these 4 houses that are far away, but they can be sort of used. With that in mind too, I think these 2 greenhouses can be disconnected, so we can reclaim all of that. And then what we can do is run this pink connection through here, regain that bridge as well. Those guys connected there, and it means that we can get all this green up there, which obviously is going through to this at the moment, but we're going to try and change that. So we've just got to wait a moment for those 2 to come back to us. At least it means that while we've removed all of these guys from being connected, we do have all of these greens at the top still running through, causing an absolute havoc to network. 2 bridges are back. Okay, so what we can do now is we go... Basically, we want to keep this as single bridge. Incredibly long, but it might be the difference between, like, it's going to get rid of all of that green mess on these poor guys' network. These green guys can still look after him. But this guy's now the problem, isn't he? So we still need him connected for that. So we can get rid of that bridge, and what we'll do is we'll connect these 3 guys together, cut this green from that bridge, and then run these guys up there. So this green is now an isolated entity from these 2. Then what we can do is we should have another bridge coming back to us. So if we get these 3 blues to run, we need to wait for a bridge to return. We need that bridge to come back too. We've got that one house. Those 2 are this problem we're going to have to solve in a moment as well. Well, for that guy, let's just quickly whip those guys north. This guy, we're just going to turn south, and then we'll get this guy on there. So he's got one house at least looking after him. All right, we've got 1 bridge back. So what we'll do is we'll run that down there. Those 3 guys can look after him. Waiting for this bridge. Lovely. Okay, and then what we can do... Okay. So after all that work, we then delete this bridge, which now is going to run for a brief moment and block our chances of getting this guy built, because we can't afford it, and we don't have the tiles, and we're sort of blocked for the road usage. This guy here we're going to have to run straight up to. It is at least Sunday, so... I know, buddy. I know. Motorway. Okay, so step 1 here is going to be... The motorway I'm going to put here for a moment. Put there. You guys go help him just for the second that this road is getting gone. And again, I still say it's funny that this poor blue down here that's having to be shared the entire time. Also, this blue up here can't cope with just one house. And he's been having to do it for so long. This guy's got 3, this guy's got 4, this guy's got 3. He's got 4, sorry, there's a 4th one down there. But they're both circular. He's got 1. This is the only unused house at the moment. Turn that guy down. Run him in there, run him in there. A lot of this is nightmare setup stuff. Seems to be the way that Busan goes, though. Okay, that one guy is connected. Now, that's my current plan for you. That one house. Good luck. At least the fact that this orange guy at the top's gone circular should mean that we're going to suddenly see a few more orange houses about. We've got one down the bottom there. We've got one in the top left. That does mean that that orange guy can sort of be looked after with those 2. Okay, so we've got yellow in the top left who can't cope with just one house. I can't connect him, this yellow house in the middle bottom, to the long bridge that runs below him to sort of just get him shifted over there. That guy's going to be a problem. So I can't really use the motorway yet until we solve this issue. We've got 2 blue houses looking after blue in the top right, so I think that he should be okay for at least a little bit. Okay, he's going, so let's have a look at who's available. Let's turn these 2 guys around for at least a moment, and we'll jump them to the top to go just sort of clean that guy up a bit. I'd love the emergency that I've got 2 guys to, like, that's all we need. Okay, so major issues now with green. The green over here should really be the beneficiary of the motorway. Really what we should have is 2 different motorways going and supporting the 2 of them because they're so far removed from everyone. So now that that guy's all good, we're going to at least put in a motorway. Assist them, so we'll turn that guy down. Put that in there and bounce him to there. And then we'll get rid of that whole thing. I think we've always got to take the motorway. Okay, so hopefully we'll see this be, like, try and clean that up a little bit. What we might just do, again, temporarily, is just shift these guys down there. You can see not everyone's leaving here. It is just sort of a handful of guys. So this is just attempting to fix the mess of how many jobs were previously required. But again, should just be a temporary holdover. Second yellow to help yellow at the top. Now, like I said, green still isn't looking great down the bottom here. That's 2 different double destinations, and double destination sharing is not okay. This pink that we've just picked up here, fingers crossed he gets a friend. Killer any round that we don't get a bridge or a roundabout, because they're still heavily relying on them. Green is looking a lot better at the moment, though. And I mean, you can see there's a lot of guys still sitting at home over there, so I reckon with that, we can get rid of this second motorway. We'll just keep an eye on how these guys go. But really what we want to do is break this into 2 different motorway sets that we can send over. Okay, so this guy here means that we can now go get rid of Highway 1 and replace Highway 1 with a, and that blue guy there too, by the way, he can jump in there. Replace Highway 1 with Ridge. So we need to wait for this to come back. It's going to be, oh, actually, the bridge is going to be the ideal option, but for now we're just going to whip them around the outside so that guy's still got movement happening. Once that's gone, what we're going to do is go, let's get those 2 guys in there too. The highway, motorway there, jump it up there, and then we'll get rid of all of that. Well, I mean, all the locations we can get, that one's not too bad. What we'll do is we'll take these 3 guys and we'll run them there. Now these pinks here really should get a motorway too. We don't want them having a share. This was all done for this blue guy over here. We've now got 2 blue guys down there, as well as this one up here. So I just don't want to jump on using the I can't believe how well this blue guy's doing. He's going to be my downfall at some point. Just wait and see. I think that I can also, like, I've got the one bridge, which was going to go to these guys, but we're going to pull this motorway out, and we'll take these 2 guys straight across there, and we'll in this guy as well. Now what that means as well is that these 3 guys will give a motorway and jump them here. We've got a 4th house down here too. Okay, so we've got 2 motorways. So those that should be inheriting motorways. Really good get for this guy. It's just nowhere near where he actually can use his thing. Okay, so we did say green. The first little use I'm going to do of a motorway here is I'm going to kick this guy straight to here. No, actually, let's just put him around the corner there. That. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that. It's just a temporary move. This guy here. Let's disconnect that off there. Put that there. And I guess what we want is the motorway to be there. Pop it that way. I've got the bridge back because the work's been completed. What we'll do is we'll just run the bridge down there. So just a temporary moment just to stop them sort of like not being able to get there at all. Just trying to work out how we break this lot up. I think that what we do is we turn these 2 guys around, focus them in like that, knock that out. You can see this pink here is struggling too. In fact, I reckon that pink is worse off than this guy, so we will make this change now. We'll turn those 4 guys in to look at each other. We'll get rid of all of that, and then all of that. There's no real need for that. We'll just put that there, and then hop these guys to there. I don't love that connection. Sort of pop out the top here, not do that weird whip around thing. Let's go there. Any week we don't get a bridge or a thing is a loss. Yeah, you can see he's the one that needs the attention at the moment, so he'll start to clean up a bit. Still not just like swimming in bridges, which would be what we really want to see. Okay. So let's figure out how to get think up there. So this guy's currently got 4. It's probably these 3 guys here, but there's no cut throughs in this at all. I mean, we could try and run them through this roundabout, but that would mean that we put even more pressure on green. We have no bridges, so it means that we can't have these guys just sort of roll through like roll up here and connect in, which will be is the idea. Can't sort of, I suppose, it does say they can't get through there, but they can. If we do this, there we go. Now we can get them up this side. Then they can just cut through the back there. Pretty it ain't, but it's temporary. And it's just the fact that that's still a square destination as well. Better destination whose closest house is 3 roads away. Alright, another motorway. So at this point, you can see this, you can see that, what's going on with green. So we are going to go flip up, motorway there, to here. It's so ugly. That I almost want to redo it so it can just hook down here. Well, now I can't because that house has shown up, but I mean it gives it its optimal 8 houses connecting there. And so then what we want to do is we want to go... These guys are almost making a case to get rid of Orange's bridge connection here. So then what we want to do is get rid of... Alright, here's what we do. We get rid of the roundabout. We connect those two together temporarily. We put that there and then we say move that to there. So it means that the 8 houses at the top can at least look after the green guy down the bottom until this motorway moves. Then once that motorway moves, we can delete the bridge and the 2 different neighborhoods work separately on those 2. There we go. So these are the last cars on that. You've just added a ton more pressure on this guy. There we go. Those 2 are separate. You're going to freak out for the briefest of moments. Then hopefully we should have everyone coming down and relieving your concerns. Alright, this guy here, this yellow, we want him connecting in there too. We still have no bridges, so we can't do anything with these 2 yellows up here that we love to sort of skip around and connect to that guy's setup. Motorway. You can see this guy's still struggling, but it's only because there are cars still trying to operate across that dead road. As soon as that road's gone, these intersections are gonna stop having problems, and they're gone now. So you'll see the 2 of them sort of become a bit more efficient. Yellows over here aren't looking too bad either. So much orange right here that would be... I mean, we can't... There's no way to get those 3 houses to connect to each other anyway. We'd have to sort of bridge down, bridge up. So I'd need at least 2 bridges to get those guys connected. This blue here and this orange up here are probably 2 of the worst looking guys we've got. What we'll do is I'm going to put a little bit of a lip down there, get rid of that, say build straight through it, and connect him to there. Put this motorway right there, and say go to there. 7, so it's that one there. Then these guys around. Give that a moment to exist. Then we're going to say move this bridge to there. That end, and then move highway 1 up to here. Get rid of that. Then what we want to see is, again, that's still connected, so blue can currently use that road. Means we can loop that guy up around the top. Disconnect. Thank you for the bridges. Disconnect that. Him like that. Those 2 are both now going, so we can get rid of those. And we can get rid of that connection there. So now those are 2 completely separate networks, and hopefully it stops this orange from having as many panic attacks. Okay. We've got 2 bridges now. And we've also just hit our previous best on the standard version, 3.7. I feel like this pink in the middle here, the circular guy with Highway 4, he doesn't look great. Actually, this guy looks even worse. Who is connected to this guy? No one? When did that happen? Oh, this one guy. Okay. Right. So, we now have... Oh no, these guys were all connected. No, that guy wasn't connected. So those guys were. So, what we can do... That's probably why this blue started looking worse as well. But these two guys that can now use a bridge to run up there and skip at least part of the pane. And so can that guy. He can now just cut across the bottom. Get rid of that road and we can get that guy in for this guy as well. Now that guy's gone circular at the top, so he needs proper attention. This orange. Also, our pink friend up there is freaking out. This pink in the top left has a little bit extra with him. So what we'll do is we'll just connect them to the back of yellow, and then yellow can just fly a few guys over there while the sorts out. But you can see it's only one or two. It's only the one car actually that got sent. So he is sort of okay with the support that he's got, be it very messy. But with our new motorway, we will correct that. So run these two guys like that. Then going to get rid of this. No, we're not. We're going to keep that. We're going to get rid of that bridge and that connection to him. We're then going to turn these three guys all to sort of face each other up here. And then we'll just bridge them across to him. I do realize that connection actually meant that this orange up here was also being used for that, but hopefully this slightly more direct connection means that they'll sort of be able to do the job. Although three guys that far away for a circular guy is surely not going to float. We've got three more guys down the bottom here. And I mean, we can reverse appropriate this. We can have them come back up there. That's the bridge I wanted to change that to. And then we can go up and across so that these three orange guys can go help fix that mess. Get that orange guy to connect down there because he can now take this terrible road to get home. This green guy there, we can at least turn one more car around for him. Must be just green's time to surge at the moment, because otherwise there's no reason I think that guy should be struggling as much as he is. This guy up here, though. We don't have any free motorways. We've got one free bridge. So what we could do is we can drop this down one. Ideally, I'd like to just angle it down. We can't. Do that and then get rid of that. And then we can just get that guy in there too. This guy does still have people at home, so even though I've got... It's more this green here that needs help. And I mean... The other green just above him is not doing any better, so I can't just sort of turn a few of these houses around. I will, though, just to try and see, because we don't want to lose on this guy. That guy's not going to kill us just yet. I mean, the night is young. Come on, guys. Get in there. This guy's losing it too. Get out of the way. Park, 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 park. Doing some good work there, but yeah, you can see this guy's about to go. This guy as well, I mean, he's always been bad. The other orange up here's struggling too. Let's get that guy down in there. I don't have any spare bridges, so I can't get this guy to, like, flip around. And try and make that a roundabout. But to do that, we'd have to move the motorway. Park in a spot, buddy. Don't just be trying to pick the furthest away spot. Get into space. Priorities. Basically, we're just trying to hold out until this this hard push finishes, which it doesn't seem like we're gonna. Park! Oh my goodness! That guy down the bottom went for the furthest away spot. If he'd parked anywhere else, we would have been all right. So let's have a look at the menu. We were sitting at 5% before. Where do we move to? 2%. Closer, but top 1,000. Not 1%, but it's an improvement. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.